Hey yogis, it's Kim. We're going to do a nice little flow today that deals a little bit with spinal flexion, gets into the hips, gets into the hamstrings just a bit. We're going to mostly dive right in. So if you know your body needs more warm up, take the time to do a little warm up on your own. If you're ready to go ahead and join me, we'll do a couple cat-cows just to get the spine moving. So set yourself up, wrists under shoulders. Find that gathering through the low belly, knit the ribs in some, and push into the hands just a bit to open slightly through the back of the heart. So the whole front body is engaged a little bit to start. And then let's just take a couple wrist circles before we get into our spinal movement. So sort of circling the shoulders around the wrists. And then switching directions some, just sort of warming up our wrists. Make sure the fingers are nice and strong throughout this. And then reset the shoulders over the wrists. Find that engagement. And then inhale, pull the heart through the biceps, tilt the tailbone up. Exhale, tilt the tailbone open through the back of the heart, push the earth away, move with the breath. Inhale to open the heart, pull it through. Exhale to tuck from the tailbone, push the earth away. Two more with your own breath, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. And then from here, come to neutral, tent the fingertips, gather the elbows in, flex the spine round, really find that core. Suck that right hip into the socket, bring the knee to the nose, and then step the foot between the hands. If it didn't make it, no worries, scooch it on up there. And then you can scooch this left knee back a little, just some small hamstring warm up. So sort of extending and bending the right knee, moving back and forth. If your body prefers stillness, you can find a half splits to hold it. But many of us moving through this will feel nice. Good. And then from here, we'll just switch sides. So rebend the right knee. We're going to try and find that same movement backwards. So scooch that left knee in, tent the fingers, open through the back of the heart, let the chin tuck, and then gather that thigh into the belly and reset that knee. One cat-cow. Inhale, pull the heart through. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. We'll hold it here on the fingertips. Lift the left knee, suck the hip into its socket, bend that knee to the nose, set the left foot between the hands. Scooch it if you need. Scooch that right knee back a little, and then move through that left hamstring, forward and back. Good. And then from here, we're going to be coming through onto our backs for a little core work. So first, we'll take the reverse movement, bring the right knee in, tent the fingers, open through the back of the heart, gather the thigh into the belly, pluck the foot up. Set the knees next to each other, cross the ankles. We'll come to a seat first, rolling back onto the sit bones, extend the legs. If you need to scooch to refine the middle of the mat, let yourself do so. Come up on the toes, deep low belly comes back towards the spine, and then it lifts up to the heart. Keep a little knitting in of those ribs. Reach the arms forward, keep ease in the shoulders. Keep that deep low belly engaged and pluck the toes up. You could maybe lift the feet a little higher. We're going to go down to Ardha Navasana, so low boat. Rolling down, coming onto the low back here, really getting contact with the low back on the earth. Keep that ease in the shoulders, gather through the ribs, gather through the deep low belly, and then lower all the way onto the back body. Bend the right knee into the chest. You're going to find Kali Mudra. So we're going to interlace all the fingers except for the pointer fingers and the thumb. So take these pointer fingers, point them towards the left toes on the inside of the right leg. From here, lift head, neck, and shoulders. Gather the right inner leg into the right tricep. Find that little pressing option to lift the left leg. And then use the core here for small movements. Reach the fingers towards the toes. Lower just a little bit. Reach fingers towards left toes. Lower a little bit. Reach. Lower. Keep the leg pressing into tricep. Reach. Lower. Keep using the shoulders. Reach. Lower, keep contact of the low back to the earth, reach, lower, reach, lower, reach, lower, reach, lower, reach, lower, 2 more, reach, lower, last one, reach, lower all the way down, half happy baby. So lift the right foot up towards the ceiling. Bend this right knee into the armpit. Use the right hand to grab the right foot anywhere, and it's just a little added weight. We're working towards having that ankle stacking over the knee and keeping that right knee gathered in some. You can use the left hand on top of the left hip to ground down there. Breathing in through the right hip, through the right lower back. Then we'll find a nice little twist from here. So keep the general shape of the legs, but release the foot. Cross the right leg over. You can use the left hand to ground through the legs. You can shift the hips a little if you need. Gaze can be up or gaze can be to the right. And then find the core, use it to lift the right leg up. And we're going to find the other side. So reset the hips as you need. Extend the right leg. Bend the left knee into the chest. Find Kali Mudra. So the fingers interlace, but the pointer and the thumb stay extended. Reach those pointer fingers towards the right toes. Glue the low back to the earth. Find the deep low belly here. Lift head, neck, and shoulders. Use the core up towards the sternum to do that. Press gently left knee into triceps and vice versa. Option to lift the right toes. Small controlled movements. Use the core to reach the fingers towards the foot. Release a little. Reach fingers towards foot. Release a little. Keep ease in the shoulders. Reach fingers towards foot. Release a little. Keep the knee gathered and reach fingers towards foot. Release a little. Reach. Release. Reach. Release. Reach. Release. Reach. Release. Reach. Release. Reach. Release. Keep the low back glued down. Reach. Release. Keep breathing. 2 more. Reach. Release. Last one. Reach. Release all the way down. Half happy baby. Lift that left foot. Let the hand find it. Work on stacking ankle over knee roughly. It's not a deep pull with the arm. It's just a little added weight from the hand as we keep this left knee gathering in. Option to use the right hand to ground through the right hip point. Breathing through that hip. You can always play a little with the positioning of the foot. See how that changes things. And then we'll find our twist. So keep the general shape, but release the hands. Cross that left leg over. You can shimmy the hips slightly if you like. You can use the weight of the right hand on the left thigh. Gaze can be up or it can be to the left. Let your legs release here. Let the core release. Good. And then make your way back to center here. We're going to make our way all the way up to standing. So to do that, move the hips to center. Gather the knees in, and we're going to rock and roll on the spine a little bit, back and forth a few times. Really trying to round the spine as you do this. So you feel each vertebrae touch. And then the next time you rock up, you're going to go all the way up to standing. So really commit to it. Use momentum as you need. Find standing. Gather through the low belly. Keep the ribs knitted in. Ground through the feet. Utkatasana. Start by reaching the arms forward. So this is our chair position. Weights in the heels. Gather through the low belly to lengthen the tailbone. Knit through the ribs. Reach the arms forward. And then lower the hips a little bit. Gather low belly, knit through ribs. If you would like, you can start to reach the arms higher, but I want you to keep this engagement here. So if we start to back bend, we're going to come back lower here. So keep the front body plugged in. And then from here, sweep the arms behind you, reach the heart forward, option to leave the knees bent, or you can straighten them, but come up on the toes, diver's pose. Let the shoulder blades slide down towards the waist. Good. And then we're going to leave the left foot on the mat. So lower the heels down, bring the hands to prayer, or you could put them on the earth or a block. Warrior 3, lift the right leg up. Square through the hips here. Gather through the low belly, knit the ribs. Big controlled step back for high lunge. So bend the left knee, reach the right toes to the earth. When they get there, float the torso up. Take a really nice deep bend in the right knee. Use it to scoop through the low belly and press the right hip point forward. Knit through the ribs here, square through the hips. And same thing, have the arms in a position that lets you keep that front body locked in. Upright twist. Right arm forward, left arm back as you twist to the left. Keep the hips square, find the legs, and then we're going to lengthen the right side body. So keep the steadiness in the legs. Reach the left arm back, reach the right arm up as we reverse. Keep the right hip pressing forward. Warrior 2, we're going to have to change our feet. So come around through center, adjust the back foot heel down, open up to the right side of your mat. Left toes forward, left knee forward, right toes angle slightly in, ground through the feet, find the legs, gather through the pelvic floor, find ease in the shoulders here. Good. From here, straighten the left leg. Kick the right heel in some, bend the right knee, and then hinge from the hips so we bow. So we're going to call this surfer's pose. And then we'll go surfers the other way. Extend the right knee, adjust the left foot, bend the left knee, bow down. Surfers, right knee bent. Surfers, left knee bent. Surfers, right knee bent. Surfers, left knee bent. All right, we're going to end up at the back of our mat. Surfers, right knee bent. Bring the left hand down. Come up on the left toes. Heel toe this right foot out to the side of the mat. And now kick the right toes out at a 45. Come onto the pinky toe side of both feet and lift the right arm up. From here, lower the hips. Reach the right hand towards the back of the mat. Lift the hips, lift the arm. Lower the hips, reach the hand back, fallen warrior. One more floss. Lift hips, lift arm. Lower hips, reach back. We're going to go lizard. Lift hips, lift arm. Circle all the way around. Reset the feet here. Hands on the inside of the right leg. So hands are under the shoulders, right toes face forward, right knee faces forward. And then work on that contact of knee to the tricep and the right knee, right tricep, and pull the right hip back here. If you want to point and flex the back toes some, you can. Good. And then from here, lower the left knee down. Scooch it in so that it comes closer, just like we did earlier. And then we're going to gather through the front body to really round, to actively flex the spine. Let the head hang here, start to bend the elbows. Make a little sort of crab lobster claw with the right hand. And use it to grab hold of the right heel. So the thumb's on one side, the fingers are on the other. And you can just gently use that to encourage this flexion in the spine so that deep low belly engages, those muscles up near the sternum engage. Ground through the ball of the right big toe and pull the right hip back. Take a breath. Good. From here, lift your way back up out of this. We're going to find a little half splits. So we can sit on this back foot. You can untuck or tuck the toes. Sit back, flex the right toes towards you. Pull that right hip back in space and bow down a little. Even here, hollow slightly through the low belly. This is a lot for you. You can move that right foot around. You can also tent the fingers and be up a little bit higher. Listen to your own body. And then we're going to make our way back to standing. We're going all the way back to our chair pose, our Utkatasana. So lift the hips, plant the right foot, heel toe it in just a little bit. Step the left foot up to meet the right. Find the low belly, knit the ribs in, bend the knees, lift the torso up. Gather through the front body, sink into the hips. And then we're going to diverse pose. Sweep the arms back, heart forward. You know this. Come up on the toes. Gather through the low belly. And then warrior three with the right foot down. Heels down, hands go to prayer. If you would prefer them on the earth or a block, those are great options. Float that left leg up. Square through the hips, so all the left toes face the earth. If you need to bend the right knee, you can. Big controlled step back. So soften the right knee, left toes to the earth. Float the torso up. Find the legs first. Adjust what you need. And then find that nice bend in the left knee to press. Scoop through the low belly and press that hip point forward. Knit through the ribs here. Find a breath. Breathe space into the back. Upright twist. So keep the leg strong, left arm forward, right arm back. Keep that activeness in the front body. And then reverse. Right hand comes back, left arm comes up. Breathe space into the left side body. Warrior two. You'll have to readjust the feet. Unfurl everything. Left foot can go a little further back. Right toes, right knee forward. Ground through the feet. Find the legs. Gather low belly. Let the head float. Beautiful. From here, straighten the right leg. Kick the left heel in. We're going surfers. Bend the left knee. Those right toes might move also. Let the torso float above the earth. Straighten left leg. Bend right knee. Straighten right leg. Bend left knee, straighten left leg, bend right knee, straighten right knee, bend left knee, last round, straighten left knee, bend right knee, straighten right knee, bend left knee. From here, bring the right hand to the earth, come up on the right toes, heel toe this left foot out a little bit, kick the toes out at a 45, and then come pinky toe side of both feet, lift the left arm up. And then we'll lower the hips, reach the left hand back, fallen warrior. Floss, lift the hips, lift the arm, lower the hips, reach the left hand back. Floss one more time. Lift hips, lift arm, lower, reach back all the way around to lizard. Lift hips, lift arm, come all the way around with the feet. Plant the hands under the shoulders. Adjust the feet, spacing a little bit if you need. Left toes, left knee forward. Work on finding that contact of left knee into the tricep. And then if you want to move a little bit, you can point and flex these back toes. Finding the space in your body, seeing if it will let you in. Lower the right knee. Scooch it in a little bit. So that's going to let us find a little more space to really flex through the spine. So gather through low belly, gather through this whole abdominal space to really round through the back body. Let the head hang, let the chin tuck. And then find your crab claw in your left hand. Use it to grab hold or to stabilize with the left heel. And then from there, ground into the left big toe. Pull the left hip back in space. Use the front body strength to flex through the spine here. Breathing into the back of the heart. Breathe into the back ribs. See if you can get that extra openness in the back body. Good. And then we'll release this. We're taking that little half split variation. So back toes can be tucked or untucked, sitting back on the heel, using the hands if you need, working to extend this left knee. You can always scooch the foot a bit if you need. Flex the toes towards you. If you want movement, find movement. If you want stillness, find stillness. Find some ease in the shoulders here. Be aware of where that left hip is in space. This time we're going to go to a nice little standing forward fold. So lift your way up out of this. Bring this left foot in line, just a little bit in line with the hip. Step the right foot forward. So now the feet are underneath of the hips. If you would like, you can bend the knees and just spill. If you want a little more in the hamstrings, you can take a big toe hold, wing the elbows out to the sides, and work to straighten the legs a little bit. If you're there, ground through the ball of the big toes. Gather through the low belly. Let the head hang. Find ease in the shoulders. Lift the sit bones up if you're going for the hamstring stretch as well. And then from here, release what you have. Heel toe the feet in to meet each other. Bend the knees. We're going to flow through the whole thing. We'll add on a little bit at the end. Utkatasana. Sweep your way, knit through the front body. Diverse pose. Heart forward, arms back. Come up on the toes. Warrior 3 on the left foot. Find your hand position, float the right leg back, land here, square the hips. High lunge, big controlled. Step back, bend the front back knee to really find that knitting through the front body. Twist to the left, right arm forward, left arm back, strong in the legs. Reverse, left hand back, right arm up. Warrior 2. Unfurl everything, readjust the feet. Land here. Surfers back of mat. Straighten left leg. Adjust the feet. Bend the right knee. Bow. Surfers front of mat. Straighten right leg. Bend left knee. We're going all the way around to fallen warrior. Straighten left leg. Bend right knee. Left hand down. Come up on the left toes. Adjust the right foot out. Come to pinky toe side of both feet. Lift the right arm up. Lower the hips, reach the right arm back, one floss. Lift hips, lift arm, lower hips, lower arm. Lizard, lift hips, lift arm. Come all the way through. Land for a second in your lizard. Find that connection of knee to tricep. And then once again, lower that left knee down, scooch it in, and then let yourself actively round the spine. Find the crown claw here behind that heel, and then start to sink in a little bit lower. So you have options here. In all options, continue to ground through the right big ball of the big toe, continue to pull the right hip back in space, and continue to actively flex. If you want, stick that right shoulder underneath of the right leg so it's somewhat in the knee pit. If you want to reach the right hand out to the side, you can. If you want to turn palm up, you are welcome to. You can stay in your position. I will turn in case you simply need to see any of this. So you can have hand out, palm up. If you want a little half bind, you'll sort of lift the hand up and bend the elbow and bring the back of the right hand onto the back body. Keep grounding through the ball of the right big toe. Keep pulling the hip back. Keep actively flexing. Good. From here, you're welcome to keep any of this for your half splits. So we'll sit the sit bones back first. You can lift the toes as you do so. And then you're going to gently press knee into tricep as you work towards straightening the right leg. And you'll sort of ground down from here. So the leg most likely will not go all the way straight. That's okay. But you should get this nice openness in the back of the shoulder here. There's a little bit of work required from the leg. Good. And then lifting your way up out of this. You'll continue to face the same side of your mat. I'll turn around and unfurl. Heel toe that right foot in a little bit. We're going to keep moving. Step left foot up to meet the right. Utkatasana. Bend the knees, zipper through the front body. Diverse pose, heart forward, arms back, come up on the toes. Warrior 3, floating that leg up behind you here. So it's the left leg that floats this time. High lunge with control, step the left toes back. Lift the torso, find the legs, bend the back knee, knit through the front body. Upright twist, left arm forward, right arm back, zipper the legs. Reverse, right hand back, lift the left arm up. Warrior 2, come all the way around, adjust the feet. Find yourself here. Good. Surfers, back of mat. Straighten the right leg, adjust the feet, bend the left knee, bow. Straighten left knee, bend right knee. This time we go all the way through. Straighten right leg, bend left knee. Right hand comes down, come up on the right toes. Heel toe the left foot out. Come to the pinky toe side of both feet. Lift the left arm and then dip the hips. Reach the left hand back, fallen warrior. One floss, lift hips, lift arm. Dip hips, reach back. All the way through to lizard, lift up. Come all the way around, set the feet. Hands under the shoulders. Lower the right knee. Scooch it in here. And then we're finding that same action. So use strength in front body. This is not just a collapse. This is an active flexion of the spine. Use low belly. Use those muscles up near the sternum. Let the chin tuck start to drop lower. Take your crab claw behind that little heel. And you can stay here. This can be really nice for the body. Ground into the ball of the left big foot. Pull the left hip back in space. Your other options will be to thread this left hand under and stay here, tucking the shoulder under the knee pit. Another option is with the left arm extended, turn the palm up and stay here. Your other option is half bind. Lift the hand up, bend the elbow, bring the back of the hand. Really, it's wherever it meets. For some of us, it'll be on the hip. For some of us, it'll be on the back. Wherever you ended up, ground through the ball of the left foot. Pull the left hip back. Actively flex the spine. Breathe space into the back body. We're going to sit back on that back heel. If your body needs to let go of the spine, that's okay. But if it's down for working on it, keep it there. You can lift the left toes as you come back and then press that left knee into the tricep and work towards straightening that leg a little bit. No worries if it doesn't go straight. Most likely it will not. But use that pressure of that left knee in and slightly down to get that nice space through that back body. Keep that activeness in the front body. Use your breath here. Good. And then lift your way up out of this. We'll find another forward fold. So step the right foot up. And then we're going to leave the feet a little bit wider than the hips this time. We're going to bend the knees here. Bring the hands behind the heels, that little crab claw action. Tuck the chin. Start to walk the shoulders back so that maybe there's contact with the shoulders and sort of the inner knees or the inner legs. Ground through the ball of the big toes. If you find that hard, simply walk the feet wider. No problem there. And then press the inner legs into the arms and let the spine actively round. And you should get this nice openness on the upper back. Breathing through that, let there be ease in the upper traps. If you want to shake the head out a little bit, you can. Let the legs do the work. If you want to work on straightening the legs, you can. If you want to keep them bent, that's really nice too. Use your breath to get into the back of the heart and the ribs. And then release this gently. We're going to roll up. So ground through the feet. Keep a nice bend in the knees. One vertebrae at a time. Let the head be last. Roll your way up to standing. Good. Land there. We'll go through the whole thing one more time with much shorter holds at the end. Walk the feet together. Let this feel really fluid in your body. We're just trying to move through these motions now that we know them. Keep that action the whole time in the front body. Utkatasana, bend the knees, knit the ribs, reach the arms. From here, heart forward, arms back, diver's pose. Warrior 3, lift the right leg, land here, maybe forearms together. High lunge, right toes to the earth. Find the legs in that knitting of the front body. Upright twist to the left, and then reverse, left arm back, right arm up. Warrior 2, all the way around through center. Readjust the feet. Land here, and then bend the right knee, adjust the feet, hover the torso, bend the left knee as you straighten the right knee. We're going all the way around to fallen warrior. Bend the right knee, left hand down, adjust the feet, pinky toe side of both feet, right arm up, lower the hips, reach the right hand back, one floss, lift hips, lift arm, lower hips, reach back, lizard, lift hips, lift arm, coming back around, right toes, right knee forward, lower the left knee, scooch it in, active flexion of the spine. Use your crab claw, tuck the shoulder under, option for bind or no bind, ground into the foot, pull the hip back, take one breath. Even here, press knee into the tricep, and then we're going to find that little half splits. So you're sinking back, and even more, you're pressing knee into tricep as you flex the toes. And then we're going Utkatasana. So we have to lift our way up, unfurl, step this foot a little closer to the middle, step left foot up to meet right. Utkatasana, chair pose, knit through the front body. Diver's pose, heart forward, arms back. Warrior 3, float that left leg back, maybe the forearms come together. High lunge, bend the right knee, find the legs, lift the torso, knit front body, twist to the right, left arm forward, right arm back, reverse, reach that left arm up, warrior 2, keep flowing all the way through, and then land here. And then we're going surfers, back of mat, adjust the feet, bend the left knee, bow. And then from here, straighten left leg, bend the right knee. And then all the way around, straighten right leg, bend left knee. Fallen warrior, right hand down, adjust the feet, pinky toe side of both feet, lift the left arm up, lower the hips, reach back, one floss, lift hips, lift arm, lower hips, reach back. Lizard, lift yourself up, spin all the way around, left toes and knee forward, lower the right knee, scooch it in closer, and then find that active flexion through the spine. Find your crab claw. You can stay there, or you can find the half bind. Ground through the ball, the left big toe, pull the left hip back, active front body here, gentle pressing of knee into tricep. The breath goes into the back body, half splits. You can keep the bind as you lift the toes and sit back on the heel, and then keep pressing knee into tricep and gently work towards straightening that knee. No problem if it doesn't straighten. Breathing into the hip, breathing into the whole back body here. And then we're going to our forward fold once again. So lift your way up out of this. Unfurl. We're going to again step the right foot up and wide. One more time with shoulder pressing. If you would like a different forward fold, you can take it. Bend the knees. Bring the hands around behind the heels. Active flexion. Walk those shoulders in a little bit closer. Let the head go. Use the leg strength here. breathing into the whole back. And then we're going to go down to a seat. We've got to continue this position one more time in space. So unfurl from here. Maybe you kind of move through a malasana. You can tent the fingers behind you and make your way down to a seat. We're going to play with turtle pose. It's the same shape, it's just on the floor. So bring the heels to the earth, lift the toes, and they're not incredibly wide. They're just a little bit wider than your mat. This is going to have that active flexion in it here. And as you get in, you're going to have that gentle pressing of the knees in. There's many places to go with this. If you find it really difficult for your body to let you in, sit on a block. That'll most likely make it more approachable. So keep the toes up. Flex actively, so my front body is gathering in. Bring one arm under and then the other arm under. So if you want, you can stay like this, palms down, and you can let the head go. And this will actually get a really nice openness in the front of the elbows that we don't often get. The other option is palms up, and you'll bend the elbows so the hands start to come towards each other behind you. One day they might reach each other. Then you might actually get to hold hands. So find the active flexion, let the head go. And now we've got to get active in the legs wherever we are. So find that pressure of the knees into the arms, into the triceps. You'll feel that nice openness in the back body. And then if you want to keep going, first, get active through the balls of the feet, even though they're up in space. And then you can start to slide the heels forward. So if they're on a nice slippery floor, that makes it a little easier. It's harder if they're on your sticky mat. And you're just breathing here. Good. Breathe through the back body. See if you can breathe into the low back as well as the upper back, as well as the shoulders, as well as the back of the neck. Moving that breath all up and down the spine while still keeping the engagement in the legs. I'm still pressing those knees into the triceps. Good. And then from here, a little bit of finagling to get out of this, so you can kind of slide the heels back. Let the arms make their way out of this. And let's just take a nice shoulder roll. So legs are just comfortable, and we'll just sort of roll the shoulders back a couple of times. And then forward a couple of times. Now we are prepped nice and well for Titibasana, for our arm balance. If you would like to play with it, I will cue it. If not, you can skip forward and we'll start to counter. If you would like to play with a different arm balance, such as crow, that can be fun as well. So from here, I'm going to teach this from standing. I do not have a beautiful variation of this, but that's okay. We all get to work with what we have. Bend the knees, find that shoulder pressing pose. There's a big trust moment here. So first, before we get to it, find your crab claws on the heels. Let the head go. And then you start to bend the knees a little bit more. You plant the hands. And this is really your trust moment, is getting the palms down and starting to bend the elbows. So I've created this shelf. So you can see I'm a little bit stuck here. That's okay. This is where the feet need to move. So you can start to scooch the feet forward a little bit. Get really strong through the hands. Wrap the triceps. Open the back of the heart, the thing we've been doing. If you want, just cross the ankles here. This is a really nice pose. If you're nice and open in the hips and the hamstrings, which I never am, but you might be, you will start to extend the legs. This is just like turtle. Round through the spine. Find that nice shelf. Find all that activeness in the front body. Good. And then when you're done with it, you can either gracefully come out of it, or you can plop yourself down onto your tush. Let the hands go. Just make some nice little circles here with the wrist, just releasing that work. And then from here, we'll counter a little bit with the wrist. So we'll bring the backs of the hands to each other and then sort of slide them down the front body as the elbows wing out. And you can hold this. If you would like, you can bring it a little away from the body and find circles. So fingers come towards you and then down and then away, and then sort of you'll flip around the palms back of the hands, and you'll keep with that circle. And then you can switch directions from here. Lovely, you guys. We're just going to counter a little bit what we did today. We did so much flexion. We're going to close out with a little bit of openness here, in through the heart and the shoulders. So let's start by going onto our bellies. We're going to bring the right arm straight out to the side. So palm is down, and this comes directly out away from the body. And then bring the side of the head to the earth, looking away from the hand. You're going to tent the left fingers. You're going to start to roll, sort of peel the chest up, and then you'll peel that left leg up. And you're going to keep that right shoulder blade sliding just slightly down. It's not too active, but just a little bit. You can stay like this. If you want, you can bend that left knee and place the sole of the foot on the earth. If the head is not on the earth, then simply place a block or a pillow under it. And breathe in through the collarbone, in through the deltoids, in through the heart. Let the neck go. If you feel like your body wants a little bit more, you can lift the left arm up in the air. If you want to let it drop behind you, you can. I recommend palm still faces the ceiling, so we keep that openness in through the fronts of the shoulders. And then we'll just go around through to the other side. So unfurl, find your way onto your belly here. Take that left hand, extend it straight out to the side. Let the head look away from it. Tent the right fingers. Start to peel the side body up, and then you can leave that foot just as it is. If you want, you can lift it up and place the sole of the foot on the earth behind you. Knee will face the ceiling. Take that left shoulder blade and just slightly plug it down towards your waistline. Breathe into the front of the shoulder, into the collar. And then you can leave that right hand where it is. You can reach it up. You can let it start to fall back behind you. Again, I would recommend palm up. Let the head go, let the neck go. And then lifting your way out of this, coming back around to center, we'll simply find a puppy pose. So press the hands into the earth so that you can lift and stack the knees over the hips. They're going to stay there. Knees, hips over knees, knees under hips. Walking the hands forward. You're going to let the heart melt, 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 melt. Some of you, chin will come to earth. Some of you, forehead will come to the earth. Some of you, sternum will come to the earth. That's less likely to happen today since we have done the opposite all class. But everyone's body is different. Let the front body melt, melt. Let the shoulders, let the armpits open. Keep a little bit of integrity in the low belly, just a bit. It's going to get you a bigger stretch in through those shoulders. Breathing in to the front body here, into the front ribs. And then we'll let ourselves slide back to child's pose. So let the hips get heavy, let them sink back. Untuck the toes if you happen to have them tucked. See if you can get a connection of the body onto the heels. Let the arms relax. You can leave the arms extended in front of you. If you want, you could also bring them by the sides. And then we're going to roll our way through a seat, and we'll simply close out with a Shavasana. So rolling your way up, let the hips come onto the mat. Let the legs swing around in front of you. Find yourself in the middle of the mat, soles of the feet on the earth. Grab behind the thighs so that as you come down, you can roll and get all of that nice length onto the mat. If you want a bolster under your knees, and most of us don't actually have bolsters, you can stick some pillows from your bed or the couch under your knees. That can feel nice. You can also simply extend the legs, let the feet be a little wider than the hips, let the toes roll out to the sides. Take a moment to tuck the shoulder blades underneath of you. So one shoulder at a time, tuck the shoulder blades underneath of you. Have the arms a little away from the body with the palms up, and let the eyes close. Notice the feeling of the back body on the earth. Let it be heavy. Let the muscles feel melty. Let them ooze down to the earth. Let the bones get heavy and sink down with them. Allow yourself this time of being supported by the ground, by the earth. Allow yourself this time of stillness. Take all the time you need here today, knowing that our work of stillness is just as important as our work of movement. Thank you all for joining. Peace for the body, peace for the mind, and peace for the spirit.